Hi, and welcome to Mechanical Keyboards Live. I'm your host, skiwithpete. What's going on, everybody? How are we today? Look at this. I don't even know if you can see the stack. Look at this stack. This is a big stack of keyboards. Let me see if I can switch over to action cam here. Action cam. All right, and I'm going to tip up. Whoa. Look at all the keys. That's a big stack of keys there. Anyways, today we're going to be reviewing a heck of a ton of keys. But before we get started, let's say hello to the people in the house. Tsuba585 is here. Rakeen is here. Arctis is here. Arctis has a question. And he says... Oh, not really. Daedalus is also here. But let's get back to Arctis' question. Arctis says, hey Pete, when do you pull name for the giveaway usually? Well, the giveaway is all the month of July. So we'll be pulling that, I guess, the last day in July. Is that the 31st? Steph? July has 31 days? July has 31 days. So that's the day that we're going to be doing it. So what you got to do is sign up. And as I made clear in the About section below, we don't use your name or info for anything except for the winners who we contact who need to reply within 48 hours. So please use a valid email. We don't use it for anything else. If you want to sign up for the 1UP newsletter, you absolutely can. But do that on the homepage. You don't do that here. We don't use that info for anything else. No market research or anything. That's just not what we're about. We just use it for the giveaway. Honestly, that's enough. That's all that thing is for, is what I'm saying. Okay, next thing. Saying hello to more people. What's going on? Dr. Doom Apple's in the house. Anchorbait is here. Shad Vandenhull is here. Cha-Cha Charles. Cha-Cha Charles. What's going on, everybody? Okay, so we got a whole, as I showed off a second ago, we got a whole stack. See, it's a directly overhead, so you really can't tell how many keyboards I have here. You know what I could do? I could measure it. If I had a measuring stick. Do I have a measuring stick? Also, let's not forget, Happy Canada Day to our Canadian viewers and our Canadian non-viewers. Or we have exactly, I'm not being funny here. I'm gonna go put this on this side. We have 13 inches worth of keyboards to review today. 13 inches of keyboards, or in metric, 13 inches, 33 centimeters. Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day indeed. All right, so we're starting out today with the... Get right to it, shall we? For those of you who haven't been here before for when I do these reviews, I do them... I'm doing a live review so that I can edit this down later. So what that means is I do like a little intro, and at the end I do a little outro, and I do this like, welcome to thing, and then it's over, and then, you know what I'm saying. Steffi is also in the house. What's going on, Steffi? Anyways, I do the intro and outro, and then I edit it at a later date. So it's going to seem like a total review because I'm going to do the thing that I do when I review stuff. All right, let's do it. First up, E-Elements Z88. Hi, I'm your host, skiwithpete. Today we're taking a look at the E-Elements Z88. This one is called the Super Scholar. I'm just going to cut in for a nice little tight shot of that. Super Scholar. This is clearly the keyboard that people will want to buy if they're going to go to school and they want to convince their parents that they need to buy a mechanical keyboard. I personally think that that's a great idea. Give these things catchy names so that parents know that this is what they want. Non-removable cable. Oh no, it is a removable cable. Maybe. Some accessories. Alright. We'll use this in a minute. Take a look at the accessories. Some extra switches. Oh, these look like box switches, but they don't look like Kale's. Let's... Your rip sound. My sound muted out of nowhere. Can you guys not hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? Audio when I talk. My sound muted out of nowhere. No, my mic seems like it's fine. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me, and there's like a 25-second delay, so I'm just doing this while I'm doing that. It's an Utemu box switch, everybody. Utemu box switch. I didn't even know. I hope you guys can hear this. I need to adjust 4K action cam. This is the Utemu box switch. I can't say I'd ever seen one of these before. It looks pretty cool. It's a little rougher and a little wobblier than the Kale's, but it still seems like it's overall it's a pretty decent switch. It's definitely less wobbly than some of the Cherry MX non-box versions. And you can see on the bottom here, maybe you can. You can see on the bottom here that there's 2 thin pins. So this is a little bit different than the thin, thick. Oh, sound is low, but still working. All right, let me crank this up a smidge. Bet you that's better. So it's got 2 thin legs, but that's definitely better than... It's not better. It's got 2 thin legs, so that's definitely not compatible with Cherry MX. But it will be compatible with B-Suns, Pandas, and anything else that has 2 thin legs. Alright, let's get to the keyboard bit. So the keyboard itself, as you can see, is this 65% layout. We got the arrow keys over here. These keycaps, they look like they're ABS. Yeah, they're ABS double shot keycaps. I'm just gonna zoom in a smidge here. I don't usually zoom in. Tele slow. Oh, that's focus. Here, I want to zoom. Slow. That is as in focus as you can get. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the... the first thing to say is it's unusual that they packed it with the cable in it. This is a micro USB cable, but it is removable, so... This is it's called the Z88 Super Scholar, even though it's an 81 key. So you can see it's got the arrow cluster, it's got this side along the edge, but it also has the F keys. So this is a compact keyboard, so you can get your mouse nice and close, which is an advantage, but it also has the arrow keys for those of you who don't like to macro, that sort of thing. These Utemu Reds, I'm just going to give a little typing test here. So I would say the good news is that they're removable, because what you'll want to do is remove them and probably put some lube in there. I'm just using the tool that they gave me, but I'm starting to question that. Yeah, I'm gonna reach for my proper tool. Boy, this, for a removable switch, this really doesn't want to come out. Is this a removable switch? I mean, you'd think it would be if they gave you some extras in the box, but boy, it doesn't want to come out. Let me try a different switch. There we go. That one popped right out. So this is good news. You will want to, if you buy this keyboard, you will probably want to remove these. Take them out, crack them open. You just use some tweezers to get in there. Pop some lube along the sides of the stems and smooth that up a little bit, just because they are a little bit... what's the word I'm looking for? They're a little bit rough. Not sure why my escape key wouldn't let go then. So I'm going to say that this has like a semi-standard layout. So it's got 3 on the left. This looks like a 6.25U spacebar right here. And then it's got 2 1.25s on the right. And then, of course, the arrow cluster. That'll make this short shift not that uncommon. But it looks like there's a little extra gap in here, like a little extra quarter gap. That's probably to make this a more standard and easily findable piece. This looks like a... it's difficult to say. Is that a 1.75? It's the same size as your tab key. So what's that? 1.5 or 1.75? I'm not really sure. All right. Looking at the keyboard itself, it looks like we've got a metal or aluminum top, and then on the back we got a bit of plastic. This does have flippy uppy feet. It's fairly light. Even though it's double shot, it's definitely double shot. As I showed earlier, you can see the 2 different types of plastics. The font that they've used here with this split 8 and the 4 is reminiscent of laser etching. So it's a little bit unusual that they've kept that font when they didn't need to. I'll be honest with you, it feels okay. And you know, if you're gonna buy, if you're looking for a budget mechanical keyboard, this is probably a budget mechanical keyboard. If you're looking for a budget mechanical keyboard with a small footprint, this is definitely one of those. The Utemu switches aren't really that nice, and they're going to be pretty difficult to replace because they have those 2 thin legs. But it's miles from bad. It's definitely miles and miles from bad. Okay, I'm just going to pop this in here. Of course, I'm doing this review during the day, so I won't be able to really give you guys the full effect of the LEDs. But the LEDs are definitely on here. How can I show that to you? How can I show that the LEDs are on? They're on. Okay. LEDs, it says function plus up. That's as bright as those LEDs are going to go. Function plus up. That is as bright as they go, and it's not very bright. And like I say, it's daytime, so you're totally just not going to see that. I'm going to assume that function I don't know. The instruction manual is in a different language. So it's difficult to tell exactly what to do with the LEDs. It's really impossible. Is that doing anything different? I struggle to tell here. I'm just going to remove one of these. You can see the LED here. You can see it. Is that doing anything? That's making it brighter and darker. There we go. Now it's doing something. I have no idea what it is doing, but it's doing something. So function escape does the various modes. I should build a dark box or something. I don't know. But there you have it. There's not much more to say about it. This is the Z88. It's got Utemi switches. It does RGB. It looks like it does basic functionality in terms of the RGB. You'll probably get a couple different effects. The keycaps are relatively cheap, but again, in terms of budget board, this is kind of the standard. This is what you're going to get, really. It's a little bit frills, but not a lot of frills. It's a good mix of value and performance, but it's not high performance or high value. It's not really anything. It's just kind of a decent keyboard at a decent size. I don't know, with the keyboard market changing so much over the last couple of years, the real question is there still space for boards like this that aren't the cheapest, but are a series of compromises both in terms of size and in terms of switch and in terms of keycap? I don't know. I'm going to leave that answer to you guys. Vote with your wallets. There's a link to this in the About section below. You can go down and check it out. If you were to get this and you were to lube these switches, I would say you're probably going to end up with a decent keyboard. I'd rather this over, say, a Razer or a Corsair, only because I know I can replace the keycaps. But otherwise, I don't know. The sorts of people who tend to watch my channel are people who either have more than one keyboard or spend a lot of money on keyboards. So you're probably not going to get this one. But equally, if you're a student and you're about to go to college and you're like, I really want a gaming keyboard and there's no way my parents are going to buy it for me, the Super Scholar is probably a good way to go. For those of you who are in the live stream, don't believe what I'm about to say. For those of you who are not in the live stream, I'm going to edit this out. Thanks very much for tuning in today, guys. Don't forget to check the About section for links to this and everything else you can see on my desk. If you have any comments or questions, post them in the comment section below. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. And we'll see you guys back again very soon indeed with more keyboards, tech, and other cool stuff to review. Thanks again. See you soon. All right, thanks for sticking around, people who are in the live stream. That was the E-Elements mechanical keyboard. Not only the cheapest keyboard that I'll review today, but also the least exciting. Okay, I'm going to go wide fast, and then I'm just going to put something in the middle here so that I can make sure that I'm in focus. That's pretty much in focus, I would say. I can see the hairs on my fingers, which I know you guys really want to see. You're like, what? Are there hairs on fingers? Next, we're on to the first of the fun ones. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys know this, but wait, before I get to this, let's just talk about the giveaway. There's a giveaway in the About section. I'm up to 30,000 subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, could you go ahead and smash that subscribe button right now? That would be dope. Okay. The next thing to tell you is, and it's about the 30,000 subscribers thing. I'm kind of like an influencer in the keyboard space. So like, whenever people have these crazy keyboards and they're like, hey, you know who could really use this? They look for people with a bunch of subscribers who do a lot of keyboard stuff. And so I'm that guy. And being that guy means that I get some weird ones. And today we have a classic example of a weird one. From Possio, the Ukrainian point-of-sale keyboard, we have these two amazing boxes. Hi, I'm skiwithpete. Today we're going to take a look at these Possio keyboards. They're programmable. and they're point of sale keyboards. So check this out. It's a Ukrainian company. Guys, I barely know where to start with this, but it's so damn cool. I know you can't really tell what I'm looking at from where you are, but okay. Let's just put a bunch of this stuff out on the desk. This is the replacement because there's relegible keycaps that came with it. I'm just gonna nestle that back in because they're all flying everywhere. They're like chits. I don't know if you guys remember chits. These are some of the extra keycaps. This, more extra keycaps. Well, I'm just going to put those off to the side because I just want to talk about the keyboard proper first. Okay. I'm going to zoom in again. Just do this. Okay, now I want to go. That is in focus. Look at this little beauty. Look at it. It's like a little, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a little pretty thing. Okay. This is a programmable point of sale. What this doesn't have is a credit card swipe. So what that means is gamers, people who want programmable buttons and whatever else, this is for you. Okay, let's just take a quick look at the back side here. What are we looking at? Well, it looks like this side edge is, or it could be removable in some way so that you could probably extend another keyboard with these sides. At least that's what it looks like to me. Although on this side, it looks like that's where the electronics are, so you probably can't remove that. There's also this extra pin out, which I assume lets you connect it to something else, probably that credit card swipe right there. Okay, flipping back over, you can see it's a USB. And then look at it. Okay, what I can tell you is this is super stiff, so these seem less stiff. I don't know if they're blacks or reds. I'm going to grab a keycap puller. What happened to all my keycap pullers? Huh. See, the beauty of this is I get to edit these things out when they go wrong like this. I had a whole bunch of keycap pullers, now I have none. Huh. Do I have some in here? Here's a keycap puller. Let's take a look at exactly what we got here. Yeah, that is a black switch. And it's a genuine cherry black is what we're looking at there. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then James Gendron is up in the house. Deadstream is here. Okay, I'm going to show you this. Sorry, itchy nose. Blah. Switching over to action cam. Okay, this is a little bit unusual in terms of a keycap. Not only because key lock has that little line in it, it's clearly die sub. What's really unusual about it is that they come apart. So I guess this top piece could be replaced with a clear housing. That's probably why they've done that. But otherwise, it doesn't really make much sense because this isn't clear, so you couldn't. But hey, you can replace it with a clear housing. What might have made more sense is to have just made that a clear housing and then just put the words numlock on a little piece of paper underneath here. But the die sub is definitely appreciated. Pretty cool indeed. You can also see here that there's L1. I'm assuming that's layer 1, layer 0, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, which means again this is fully programmable. We might even get to that. I think that'd be a fun little thing to do. But with a 4 with blacks, I mean that is a stiff key to press. I mean even my feet, I don't use blacks. Wait, I use yellows. Yellows and blacks are the same, right? Yeah. Okay. Where's the box? I just want to show some stuff here. By the way, it comes with its own keycap puller. I didn't really need to grab mine. It comes with this one, which amazingly, I've never seen this before. It actually has a 2U puller, so you can pull this guy. Or at least you could if you didn't do what I just did, which is just take the top of it off. But look at that. And then, of course, in this bag is another 2U. 2x2U. And look, it's got a clear housing. So you could replace that with another key. And you could also put this on here. Let me do it the right way. You could also do it like that, so it's got its own clear housing. You see what I'm saying? You can mix and match. That's what I'm trying to get to. Pretty cool indeed. All right. So in terms of construction, we're looking at all plastic, top and bottom here. I couldn't tell if that was a metal plate underneath there. Let me just remove one of these keys so I can take a look. No, I think that's a plastic. I think that's also a plastic plate. It's difficult to tell. I might pull off a couple more keycaps to really give that a look. No, that's a metal plate in there. It's got a metal. Maybe it's metal. I'm not sure what it is really. No, I have no idea. You guys were just looking. Where did these come out of? Like this? Probably. So look at the basic layout. A little numpad, a little arrow, some basic. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. This tab, the word tab here is weird. I don't know if you can see that quite. Let me just. How am I gonna show you that? The word tab has a Russian character for the B. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Okay. Let's just plug it in, make sure it works, and do all that cool stuff. Don't forget, links to this and everything else are in the About section below, including this week's, well, it's not this week, it's this month's giveaway. Whoa, that's weird. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is not punching in 1. I pressed 1 and it's pressing 031. And then I pressed 3 and it pressed 039. How can I do this? Let's do this. I'll switch to tester, and then I'll bring up a notepad. I don't need Notepad++. I just wanted something. I don't know. It says it's on layer 1. How do you change layers? I don't know. I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing. It stopped working, so I've done something. Well, there's software for it. Should we go get the software? Let's do Possio. Programmable, one of these. Oh no, it's not one of those. That's the touch button version. I've got the, like this one, cherry module. But what I really need is the unfortunately, English or Russian? English. Yes. You guys can't see this. I'm installing it off screen here. Okay, it's coming in hot. Here we go. Okay, file. Okay, it sees it. Model 772. We're in business here. But I have no idea what I'm doing. File, new project. No, I've locked it up here. I'm looking around to find other places where the window might be. No, it's dead. Okay, task manager time. Okay, I ended task. I'm going to run it again. Okay, new. No, I clicked new project again. It's frozen again. Okay, I'm going to reach out to the people of Possio. And I'm going to say, yo. And then I'm going to say, I was unable to program your keyboard. So tell me what I did wrong. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Because they didn't just send me this. It'd be cool enough if they sent me this. Because I think it's cool. And once I get the software working, this is kind of a cool thing. And I think I might actually be able to control some of the stream with this thing. I might have it over to the side here. So I'm going to be honest with you. Even though that didn't work just then, I'm still kind of pretty excited about this. But that's when things get weird. Because they didn't just send me this. They also sent me a second device. They also sent me this. This is a European plug, so can't use this. This plugs in via serial port. What do you guys think it does? It's certainly not a mechanical keyboard. I don't know what it is. Actually, I say I don't know what it is. I didn't know what it was until I emailed them and I said, "What is it?" And they said, "It's a pool table light controller." So what you can do is set it to a certain amount of time, press 1, and that'll turn on the pool table light over number 1. I don't know, man. You can't make this stuff up. But unfortunately, it's no worky. Also, by the way, I don't know where you plug this in, but that's a separate issue. Oh, here it is. That's where you plug it in. But that's a totally separate issue because I don't have a pool hall. All right, awesome. Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to go wide fast here. Whoop. Hi, I'm skiwithpete. Today we're taking a look at the Cooler Master CK552, which is a great name because it's so damn catchy. You'll never forget CK552. Let's take a look at what's inside. First thing to say is I'm kind of a big fan of Cooler Master because they make keyboards with standard layouts like this one, which is dope. Also, they've been really good to me over the years, and they send me a lot of cool stuff and early looks at stuff. And this one is no exception. This one is the as I said, aptly named CK552. It's a full RGB mechanical gaming keyboard. We'll talk about the gamingness later. But there's some cool stuff that goes along with this story as well. Stick around for that in a second. But just before we do, it also came with this, which is the Master accessory maintenance kit, which they sent me, which I think is kind of cool. It's got a crappy keycap puller. I'm going to be honest. They should have done a metal one. But it's also got sound dampening O-rings, a microfiber cloth, and a cleaning brush. I don't know how much this costs. Probably far too much. But still, it's kind of cool that these accessory kits are coming with keyboards. Or at least are available for purchase. Okay, now this one in particular is cool for a couple of reasons. One, it's that this is actually an exclusive. This is exclusive to Best Buy and Staples in Canada. Happy Canada Day if I haven't said it enough already. But this is cool for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason, in my opinion, is that Cooler Master has finally left their association with Cherry. And even though it doesn't say what it is here, this is a mechanical red RGB linear. What this actually is a Gateron. So, super smooth. You can feel the little tester through here. Super smooth. Cool. Looking forward to getting inside of this. Don't forget it's RGB. Make your gaming experience. I don't know why it says stuff like that. On the back side, there's a quick little look at the software you can use to control this thing and program all the LEDs to your heart's content. What I'm going to do now is get inside of it. So Delicious. Delicious. Look at this. This is a weird cover thingy. Let's do that. Pull this. Look at this. This is even more unusual in that a wire keycap puller comes inside the box. So unusual to put the better one in. It would have made more sense to, you know what I'm talking about. Unlike the Cooler Masters of old, this one has a non-removable cable. It also has an aluminum top here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit again to get in nice and tight. There we go. All right, so first thing to say is, yeah, it has an aluminum top, plastic bottom with flippy outy feet, one position. I don't know if you can quite tell from the overhead view, but these sides flare out a little bit. You can see that probably better here. So kind of got this flared out edge thing going on. This is kind of reminiscent of other keyboards, actually. This is kind of a little like the E Elements that I looked at first, or maybe even a little bit maybe even a little Corsair. It's got a little Corsair vibe to it. It's kind of brushed aluminum, which is kind of neat for the texture, but it's also got either some paint or some anodization on it. Let's just give it a quick type here. The familiarness of Gateron Reds. I'm actually a big fan of Gateron Reds. I think they're a super smooth, nice switch. And I just want to prove to myself they are indeed Gaterons. They are indeed Gaterons that you can see on there. Oh, and the LED that they've gone for is not the SMD bottom mount. Let me show you here on Action Cam. You can see that the LED is actually one of those 4-pin push-through LEDs. It's kind of an interesting choice. It's not like it's not that unusual really, but still it's kind of cool. The keycaps are ABS. They're cheap ABS, but they are going to be shine through. I can't tell if they're painted and lasered. I think they are painted and lasered. It doesn't feel or look really like double shot. I'd be surprised if they were double shot. If they are double shot, please let me know in the about section below, or if you have any questions about these keycaps. One of the interesting things, I don't know how much you can see of it here, is that this top row, the numbers are on top and the symbols are underneath. So that again tells you that you have north-facing LEDs. So it'll light up the numbers rather than the symbols that go along with it. The letters, if you can see that here, for example, the Y, it's not exactly centered in the middle. It's a little bit to the right. And that T isn't centered in the keycap. It's a little bit to the right. And that R isn't centered. It's a little bit to the right. Just enough that it would completely piss me off. I'm not one of those people who, needs everything perfectly lined up, perfectly symmetrical. I don't need that. I'm happy. Look at my desk. I'm happy to have things be messy. Look at my head in this frame. Like, whatever. My head's in the frame. It doesn't matter if I'm slightly over here or over there. But this would piss me off. It's actually hard to look at because that G, I'm just like, just nudge it a little bit that way. Just a little bit over there. Okay. Pretending that might not bother you. You might be completely unbothered by that. You might even think to yourself, I'm just going to buy this. I'm just going to rip all these keycaps off and I'm going to replace it with a better set anyways. So that totally wouldn't bother you. And again, look at this standard bottom row. 3 1.25s to the left, 6.25U, and 4 1.25s on the right hand side. And it's got Gateron Reds. It's nice, you know. It's a nice thing if you're not being driven mad like I am right now. Okay, one of the cool things about this board is that there's two ways. There's two ways to set the RGBs. One, you can set it on the fly. The other is with software. So let's just start out with the on-the-fly methodology here. And I'm just going to open up the instruction booklet off screen so I can edit it out and make it look like I already know what's going on. So this, look at this. You're going to press, it says press function. I'm going to guess this is function. Oh, look at that. You press function and it already lights stuff up. So I'm just going to press escape. I probably shouldn't have done that. Let's do this one. No, this one. Is that doing stuff? I don't know. You can see it flickering. That's just the camera. Oh, okay. It says function. These are the different colors. I don't understand how it works. Okay, and then these are different options. Look at this. You get this sort of thing happening. Or you get this. You get this. These are the basic modes. You know, there's going to be like dozens of these modes. Knowing Cooler Master, there's probably 20 or 30 of these. In fact, I'm going to go to the Cooler Master website here and just talk about this. This is the CK552, which, again, how could you possibly forget that name? All right. Well, you can't see it here. Maybe I will switch it over so you can. So looking at this, you get all these RGB backlighting options. Look at that: static, custom, breathing, circle, spectrum, snowing, rainbow wave, stars, ripple, fireball, crosshair, rain, reactive punch, water ripple, reactive fade, color cycle, reactive tornado, and heartbeat. It seems to actually be doing a demo of them right now. It's doing a whole bunch of them. Or that, or it can hear my voice and it's just not responding to it. Can't hear my voice, I'm sure. It's looking pretty cool, though. Again, the north-facing LEDs, it was a smart choice to put those numbers at the top. But what's unusual is they've also gone so far as to do it over here, so the tilde is on the bottom, which is, you know, unusual. Why don't I download the software and have a quick little play? Cooler Master Portal 1.0. I already have that? Right. Thank you. If I did have it, I don't currently, so. You guys can't see it yet. It's been installing over on the other screen, but here it is. Download in progress. Mange HD says, ask Pete, try yellow to see if the light bundling is good. I'm not even sure how I would do that. So I'm going to press this, and then I'm going to press this. No, I think it's, I think the software may have taken over here. Oh no, it's inside of a mode. That's what it is. Steph, can you come tell me what yellow is? Is this yellow or is this green?
That's yellow.
That's yellow?
Yeah.
All right, well then that's yellow. And then I'm going to do brightness to full. And I'm just going to switch over to this view. This view? No, this view. No. No, it's completely shut down my... There's yellow for you. And now I'm going to go back to... Is this the one? No. Download still in progress. This is slow and painful. Atari Zero with the super chat. Thank you, my friend. Good to see you, Atari. Now, just while Atari's here, it's time to make a bunch of excuses. As Atari knows, I've been out of the country for a while. And I am so far behind on all the things I need to do. Atari Zero has a couple of big projects that have been working. Fix your internet, Pete, says RD Belazabas. Why? What's going on? You think my internet is the reason this thing in download in progress is going so slow? Nah. I got gigabit. I got gigabit up in this house. Oh, and Steph is streaming. And I'm uploading in 4K. Whatever, it's fine. Atari, sincere apologies. Many things come your way soon. And thank you for the super chat. It says, a relaxing Sunday stream. Smiley face. Thanks, man. This should be fun. Okay, it says that it's finished installing. So hopefully my keyboard can start. I've clicked start now. See what it does. Windows, man. You can never really tell what it's doing. Please wait while your software is installed. You can't see it. It's happening in another window. It's now ready to use. Okay. Start. I don't know. I click start. It does nothing. Oh, hold on. It wants me to update the firmware. Update firmware. Update firmware. Yes. Press OK to exit. Thank you. Or exit it. Okay, here we go. There you go. Look, really easy to use. Oh, plus it's got macros, so you can program some stuff in. And then assign a macro to a certain key set. Here, let's create a macro. Macro name. I love Ski with Pete. Come on. P-E-T-E-T-E. Oh, it's too long. It's too long. Can't do. So let's do it this way. There you go. That's as long as the macro name can be. Record action. End it. Save it. Press any key to assign, so I'm going to do this one. Oh, it just wants to do it on one key? These are different profiles you can choose with it too. So lots to play with here on this keyboard. And for under $100, it's not bad. For under $100, it's pretty damn good. So there you have it. Thanks again for tuning in today. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. Check in the About section to links to this and everything else you can see on my desk today. Thank you to Cooler Master again for sending this through. This was not a paid review, but they did send me the keyboard to keep. So it's pretty cool. Like I say, Gateron switches, full RGB, programmability, nice clean interface. For under $100, it looks like a pretty good deal. Just get rid of these damn keycaps. They're disgusting. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. I've already said that, but I'm saying it again. We'll see you guys back again very soon indeed. And for those of you in the live stream, don't leave because we got one more to check out. You know, I think that's a decent keyboard for a decent amount of money. Exclusive to Best Buy is a little bit, unusual. But hey, whatever floats your boat. The truth is, a lot of people go to Best Buy to buy keyboards. And if you're going to go to Best Buy to buy a keyboard, please buy this one. Alright, I'm going to put this back in this box and this thing like this. One more to go. Okay, and then this one comes with a story. And then actually I get to I'm gonna put this just so I can focus it. Dr. Doomapple says, any updates on you know what? Are you talking about Panda switches? Because the answer is no. If you're talking about clipes, the answer is yes, and I'm very sorry. And that will make a whole lot more sense as I progress this one. Okay. Again, I'm going to do this I'm going to tell a story all about how my life got turned upside down. I'd like to tell a story, so just sit right there. I'll tell you about how I became No, I'm not going to tell you about skiwithpete. What I'm going to do is tell you the story of this Wooting One and how things got a little bit messed up, and so this has not gone at all the way it was supposed to go. Okay, so flash back 3-4 weeks ago, the guys from Wooting One reached out and said, Pete, would you review a keyboard? And tell you what, we'll make it this super special version. What we'll do, we'll be able to join you guys, there's 2 of them, we'll join you live so that we can talk about the Wooting One keyboard. Then what happened is I got to go with a friend out to the Hamptons. I got bit by a tick, and then I had to take some medication. I was feeling pretty unwell for a while, and so I missed the window. This is the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about live streaming is this is not my job. I have a full-time day job that's pretty demanding outside of this. And what that means is I have not done at all what I was supposed to do for the people at Wooting One, because they've also created the Wooting 2, which was a Kickstarter. I don't know if it's still running, but I hope that it still is, and I hope that you guys get the chance to go check that out. That's part of the reason that this channel has been in such terrible disrepair. Not only did I get sick, but then immediately after my day job, I was lucky enough to be nominated for one of the top prizes in the industry that I work in. So I suddenly then had to fly to the south of France for just over a week. Then, after returning, my life has just been in complete chaos mode. I went last week to the Philly Maker Faire, and today is the first chance that I've had to sit down and do any reviews. So not only have I been holding on to this for far too long, not only that, but I had plans to do an interview talk through with these dudes, and I haven't done it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this thing that I was meant to do as one episode. I'm breaking it into 3 separate episodes. So today I'm just going to do the Wooting One open box first look. Next time I do this, I'm going to do the software side of it, because there's so much richness to the software for the Wooting One. And then the 3rd episode is going to be where I hang out with the 2 dudes who are behind the Wooting One, and I talk about what went into everything that they did to make this. And this is a special keyboard, don't get me wrong. This is a special keyboard for one reason, and one reason above all else, and that is that it's got analog registering switches. Analog registering switches means that, like the gas pedal on a car, the more you push down, the faster the car goes. Equally, you can do the same thing with key presses on the Wooting One. The more you push it down, the faster you run in gaming, for example. Hi everybody, I'm skiwithpete. Today we're going to check out the Wooting One, at least part 1 of it. One of the things... delicious. Unlike other keyboards that I check on my channel, the Wooting One is definitely a premium quality product. Can I just show this off? Nice little... super duper nice little detail there. Just look at that. See that? Look at it. It's a little detail. I love packaging details like that. Overhead plus selfie. Here we go. Going a layer down. Greetings from Wooting. Look at all this. They've got keycap puller. They got their cable. They've got additional switches over here. Okay, first things first, this little switch is a clicky switch. And it's a Flare Tech switch. Oh, I can see that the LED is inside of it. That's not an LED. This is, oh, is this light based? Oh, and this is clicky, the spare switch, but the original switches aren't, they're linear. Okay. Let's pop one of these switches out. Yes, it came with a little device to do it. No, I'm not going to use it. Okay, okay, okay. Right, okay. So there's a little laser that passes through each of the switches. Oh, so that's how they do that. Okay. Yeah, pop that into place. I like the little clicky switches. I'm not going to play too much with them. All right, let's take a look here. First things first. Okay, first things first. This is an aluminum top plate. I can tell because it's slightly colder than the plastic bottom. The bottom, you can see, has different cable routings. So you plug it in here, but you can route out the middle or through the left or right sides. This, I have to admit, is a better design than some of the others. Some of them go straight out the side, and then when you put your mouse beside it interferes with it. So this is good. It routes out the side, but still out the top, which is what it's supposed to do. Sorry, I said there were 2 dudes, but there's actually 3. We made the Wooting One for you. Please take good care of her. This is Calder, Jerome, and I'm not sure who the third person there is. I'm going to interview them in an upcoming episode, so we'll get to that soon. But for this, I just wanted to take a quick look. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, first thing to say is we're looking at a standard layout. So we have 3 1.25U, 1, 2, 3, 6.25U spacebar, and 1, 2, 3, 4 1.25Us on the right hand side. Excuse me. That's great news because that means that you can replace all of the keycaps on this board with just about every manufacturer makes the thing that'll fit to this. This is a TKL layout, or 10 keyless, which means it has the arrow keys, but it doesn't have the number pad. These keycaps are no, they're not. They're laser etched. You know what? I'm not actually sure what it is. It kind of looks like it's double shot, but it also kind of looks like it's just painted. No, I think it's painted laser etched. Okay. But look at this. If I complain about keycaps, I gotta be consistent. That H is not centered, it's slightly to the right. That G is not centered, it's slightly to the right. That F is not centered, it's annoyingly slightly to the right. At least I'm consistent. Just because I already feel an affection for the keyboard doesn't mean that I'm not being honest about what it is and what it isn't. They're very smooth switches. And let's do a little typing test. So these are the equivalents of reds. They're linear switches with a relatively soft spring in them. Because there's no resistance on the way down, it's not rubbing against a spring in the way. I might have thought that they would go for a slightly stiffer spring, but these are okay. I don't receive a lot of criticism. I'm very lucky in that way in the community. But when I do, people usually critique me for rattly spacebars. I'm just going to flip this spacebar upside down because that's the way they are supposed to be. And this one is in the world of the noisy spacebar. A little lube would sort that right out, but how smooth are these? They are very smooth. They're not... They could still use a little lube, if you know what I mean. They're not, like, completely without any sort of friction. There's a little bit in there, but it's more like... what's it like? Yeah, it's like rubbing your two fingers together. There's a little bit of something there, but it's not like... There's no sandpaper in there. There's no... I mean, it's nothing like the Utemu switches. Compared to the Utemu switches, this is like a delight. They're a little bit smoother than... They don't have much wobbliness. Let me just grab that Gateron. Just because I got this Gateron Reds board just right here. You know what? The spring is a little stiffer. You know, this might be more like a black spring, but because it's so smooth, Russia won over Spain. Russia beat Spain in a shootout. At work, I bet, I didn't bet. I put $10 towards a pool to join in with everybody. And I had Spain winning the World Cup. So I've just walked away from my $10. Okay, just a quick look at some of the accessories. Nice braided cable, micro USB. They send this postcard, and actually, and there's a quick start guide. I'm going to be honest with you guys. One of the things that's impressed me most about Wooting, since they sent me this keyboard, they've been sending me emails every couple of days just to let me know a little bit more about the keyboard. There's a little bit more to get under the skin, a little bit more you can learn about the software. There's a little bit more you can do to customize it. There's a little bit more, and every email I just feel a little bit deeper in the Wooting club, and it's kind of a cool thing. So I want to say well done to Wooting for that above all else, because this is the first time I've opened this keyboard, but I already feel like a certain connection to it, and that's pretty cool. All right, in terms of design, what they've done is got a little bezel along the front here. The sides are pretty close, but it's got a little bezel space at the back, although that's not sloped or anything. The bottom, as I said, is plastic. Feet have a single one-out position. I'm actually going to put it in that one-out position just for a quick test. A little high for me. I'll probably keep it flat like this, which also still does have that slight angle to it. These keycaps are OEM profile. As I said, they are single shot, laser etched. That's the first level of this. That's all I wanted to do for part one. I didn't even want to... Okay, I'm going to plug it in. Now, just wanted to check. With 22 viewers, if you haven't already pressed like, go ahead and press like now. If you haven't pressed subscribe, go on. RGB, first thing to say, RGB. Why don't I just do a quick little typing test? Yeah, it's pretty nice. In fact, if anything, it's a little bit responsive, which is weird for me to say. I think, and I'm just going to check it here, that the actuation is very high up. The actuation is not happening at the halfway. The actuation is currently happening right up at the top. Digital mode. Okay, mode. There it is. So press function in that. Oh, no, you don't even press function. Oh. And then function, arrow key, left, down, and right. So that's to switch it over to analog mode. Now I'm back. Oh, you can also get different top plates. You can remove this whole top plate. All you have to do is pull all the switches out, remove a bunch of screws, and then put another top plate down. I don't think I got a second top plate, but if you did, I guess that would be in the box. Kind of an unusual thing. Okay, I'm just gonna download the software. We got some time, right? We can hang out. Wooting.nl utility. Uh-oh. That's not working. That's still not working. Unplug. Replug. Oh, look at this. Compatibility with Linux. Yes. My favorite thing in the world. These right now, I mean, I'm looking forward to this for no other reason than right now the actuation is so high on this. You barely have to push it a mil and it goes. Bring this over here so you guys can see it. A little bit bigger. It's a little bit too big for my profile. You can't quite see anything, but I'm just up here in this bit. Design profile. New firmware available. Click here to start the update. I'm trying to click. I don't know if it's happening or not. Click here. Click here. What do you think it's doing right now? Do you think it's doing anything? I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna shut it down. Yeah, I'm bringing it back over. New firmware update. Click here to start the update. I clicked. I clicked. Do we think it's doing anything or what? What do we think? I don't know. I have no idea. I genuinely can't tell if it's doing anything. Okay, tell you what. I'm gonna put this over to the side. Just like that. I'm gonna do a different review. I'm gonna do a bonus review. Just a little bonus. A little bonus up in the house. Because we got time, we're hanging out, right? I have no idea if this is actually doing anything. So there's that. Hi everybody, I'm skiwithpete. Today we're taking a look at the Arctis, the AH45. This was sent to me for the purpose of review. It's not a paid review, but I do get to keep the speakers. I say speakers for a reason because these are those sorts of headphones that are headphones, but they also function as speakers if you turn on one of the setting things. Thank you very much to Arctis for sending this through. Also, they sent something else through. Which I'm pretty excited about too. They just sent this along as like a thank you bonus thing, but this is a Bluetooth thing, and I'm gonna put it in my car because my car is so old and crappy that it doesn't have Bluetooth. So this I'm gonna add to my car. That'll be awesome. Thank you to Arctis for hooking me up with that. This is just a quick little bonus review. While I'm waiting for a keyboard to update. By the way, for those of you guys who were around not long ago when I did that, the BenQ Lite review, BenQ keeps contacting me and asking me for an update on what I've done with their lamp, and I don't have the heart to tell them that I hate it. So if you guys want to email them for me, that'd be awesome. All right. The Arctis headphone. Whoa. I don't know if you guys can tell that, but that is an instruction book. Okay. Only a little bit of it is in English. Only this much, but that's a crazy amount of like weight and whatnot. All right. Next thing to say is Bluetooth. Whoa. Whoa. These are pretty cool. Whoa. let's do the big head review here. Whoops. There's the big head. Guys, this is the second time this has actually happened to me. It's the second time it's happened. That they've sent me earphones that aren't big enough for my head. I don't think of myself as having a particularly large head, but unfortunately, there's my ear hole there. So when I pull this down to cover that ear hole, there's my ear hole there. My head isn't, I don't have a particular, I mean, I wear a baseball cap. I only wear a 7.5. Like, I don't have a crazy huge head. And so ends the arch ear review. There's my ear hole. There's my other ear hole. Thank you, Archier, for sending these through. Unfortunately, you have not designed for my massive melon. Unfortunately, going back to this, we're still in the same place we ever were. I can't tell if this is updating. I've unplugged it. I've just replugged it back in. Atari is saying that he's probably going to start streaming in about an hour. That's great news. You guys can go over and check that out when this stream ends. Unfortunately, for the Wooting One, I can't seem to... It says keyboard connected. That's good. Click here to start the update. Can't seem to get it to... I've plugged it into one of the USB ports right on the front of the computer, so it's not like I'm hubbing this thing or something. I don't know. I'll reach out to the dudes from Wooting One, and we'll move on to the next parts of the Wooting One review in an upcoming episode. Cool. Well, what should we do now? Should we just keep hanging out, or what should we do? We got an hour until Atari stream starts, so what should we do with that time? Just putting this cable away properly so that it fits back in the box exactly like the way I took it out. Cool. All right, what else have I got over here? What else have I got? Oh, you know what I do have? I have this. I got this for 25 bucks on Best Buy. I bought it myself. No kidding. Insignia voice activated. Let me pull out a little bit. The Insignia voice activated speaker. It's got Google Assistant built in. It was 25 bucks. It's got a little display on it. And I just thought, hey, I could check this out. Unfortunately, while you're watching the live stream, there's no link to it in the About section below, but there will be if you're watching this afterwards, because I'll put one there. Plays and controls music from your favorite service, includes Bluetooth to connect to other devices, sets alarm, add items to your shopping list, find answers to your questions on Google search. But like I say, I thought it was cool because it has a temperature and a clock display right on it. So it's a little bit better than just one of these, even though it's about the same price. I'm just saying, you get this or you get this in the same price. I actually got this one also. This Google Home Mini, I got this for free because I bought a bunch of stuff off eBay. That was cool. All right. Let's just pop this open. I'm kind of curious to see what it is. Oh, it's way smaller than I thought it was. Oh, man. That's so funny. It's actually the same size as the thing on the box. It's actually that size. It's not this size, which is what I thought it was. Oh, gosh. Okay. Most of the box is just taken up with air. It's funny. That's funny. It's only tiny. Cute, though. Cute. Look at it. It's cute. So I feel like this because it's cute. I don't know. It's the Insignia voice-activated speaker alarm clock. But check how smart this is. I love it when you see little smart things. On the back here, the power goes in there. It's a 12-volt, 2.5 amp charger goes in the bottom. But look at this. On the back, there's a little USB 5-volt, 1 amp, so you can charge your phone on the back of this, which will sit on your... Do you see what I'm saying? Look at that. That's clever, isn't it? This is where you... Oh, wait. This is where you put the power. And this is where you take the little power out. Clever. Reduce the number of things on your nightstand with that. Awesome. Okay, but let's plug it in and see how it works. Can remove that. Just been charging my... No, that doesn't fit. It's because I got this... I got this thing plugged in there. That's too big. When that Samto plug first came out, I thought it was pretty cool, but a little bit big footprint. But nowadays, I mean, this thing is huge. Wait, is it on? Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's on. Look, you can see the dots on the top glowing. Oh, it says set.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. You can ask me questions and tell me to do things. To get started, download the Google Home app.
I have the Google Home app. Let's get to it. There, look, pops straight up, straight away. Needs setup. There you go, setup. Would you like to set up this device? Yes. I'm just doing this so you don't see my passwords. You know, change my passwords more than once because of this stream. Yep. This one will likely live in my bedroom. Next. Person of interest, random person of interest says, what gauge solder wire do you use on the spool? So I have two gauges, 0.31 and 0.31 and 0.016. Are the two sizes that I have. I use this thinner one for doing small projects, like the USB cable kits, and I use the thicker one for through the whole projects, like building keyboards. There, it's just pop up the. Oh, it says set again. It, just for a second, it had. Just had the time for one quick second. For one hot second, it did. Now it says load. Oh, it doesn't. See, as soon as I. There, it says load. You can see load. Load. Oh, it's loading the profile. Could do action cam. You can see it say. No, you can't. See, it says load. You see that it says load? It says load. It says the latest Google software is being installed. It'll take about 4 minutes. This didn't come with any instruction manual or anything. It's completely alone in its box. No, I take it back. There is an instruction manual. Your patience will be continue.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant. I'm here to help. To learn a few things you can do, continue in the Google Home app.
Okay, Google. What time is it?
The time is 1:12.
Okay, Google. What's the temperature?
In New York City right now, it's 34. There is currently an excessive heat warning in effect.
It is 34, and it's ridiculous out right now. Okay, cool. Well, that was another review that I just threw in for fun. Awesome. It says 34 on the screen, which is kind of cool. I wonder how you turn the brightness up. Or down, for that matter. Wonder if that's written in the instruction booklet. Oh. Hold this and press this. Turn the brightness up. Or this. Press this to turn the brightness down. Awesome. This is pretty cool, this one. Okay, Google. What's the temperature in Ottawa, Canada?
The current temperature in Ottawa is 35. There is currently a heat warning in effect.
35 degrees in Ottawa, Canada. It is a hot day for Canada Day. Happy Canada Day, everybody. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. This is the end for me for this show. Thank you again to everybody who tuned in. Hey, while the show is over, don't worry about it. The chat continues. Plus, there's also the giveaway in the About section. And in the About section as well, there is the link to the Discord. Please, everybody, head over to the Discord now. We'll hang out there in just a couple minutes. Thank you again to everybody, especially to my super chatter, Atari Zero. What up, Atari? Thank you again for that. Looking forward to Atari's stream. It's going to kick off probably in about 30 minutes from now. Don't forget to go check that out. You'll find the link to that and lots of other stuff when you go over to the Discord channel. That's where Atari hangs out. That's where I hang out. And we'll see you guys there very shortly indeed. I'm your host, Ski with Pete. It's been awesome hanging out with you guys. Sorry that I couldn't quite get the Wooting One to work just the way I wanted. But I'll get in touch with the dudes and we'll find out exactly how to finish that off. Thank you again to everybody who tuned in. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys again soon. We'll see you then. Peace.